Hello, welcome to a game that is kind of like Scorn, but it's a little less visually shocking. It's actually more like a story about you finding out what's happening in this dead world that has been very decrypted for a very long time. Oh. The game is not very long per se. As you can see, it only has 6 chapters. Each chapter has about 40 minutes if you don't know what to do. I played the demo. I hope that's a bottle of plastic Pepsi opening. I think the story is that everything died and this is what is left of the universe after everything died. We're kind of playing in a realm beyond time and death.
To see a world in a grain of sand, and a heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour.
Oh. Why was it lagging? I don't know the FPS controls you can see, but I'll turn it off, don't worry. Oh. It has candles in the hands now. I lose that one, turn that off because it's kind of annoying. This is where we are born from. We just had the backup brain lying around and we decided to give it to me. Yeah. Supposed to take an eye, but that is not rendering properly. So, what's wrong with games these days? Everything seems like it's a little problematic for developers. Anyway, it's a great game. It's also very, very cheap. I think it was 80 euros or something like that, so might as well buy it, right? You can see this figure needs 2 eyes. Press E to take it. Oh, they're gone for a while, okay. Better leave it alone. I guess it eventually stops, but these are the they don't seem like they have a drop of blood in their bodies, but they... Most of your game time will be just used looking at stuff. Don't look at me. I'm very shy. Yeah, like I said, don't look at me because I'm very, very shy. Well, thank you for giving me a brain. I'm out. See you later. I'm off to save the world. Welcome. Look upstairs. This is the realm of death and no other. This is where gods are dead and the old ones suffer. Very nice polished skulls. And this is taken from the paintings of a famous painter, and some people say... Don't move.
I met a traveler from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and snare of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear: My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away.
Thank you for that great little speech or quotation of something. But there are invisible walls. Discard them. Wait. Go beyond this. Some requires payment. Oh boy, we'll uncover the wisdom. Great visuals, great everything. We need a big pine. Let me see where we can find one. I forgot where it is, but it should be around here. Yeah, there are some other entities over here. Don't worry, I'll go and look at them soon. Okay, I will try to remember the War of Fire. Yeah, as you can see, this is what hell is probably like. Imagine you yourself being so cold and so you don't have any identity left, you don't feel anything, I mean, you probably feel very bad and you just want to feel a little warmth on your skin. You don't understand what warmth even is at that point. That's horrible. Endless torment. Beautiful point. Feels like this guy wants a crown. Oh boy, I remember this one, so let's see what's inside. More eyeballs. I guess we're just plucking them out of the tongues of the skeletons of the... Oh, okay. So these guys had eyes in their tongues. I guess someone will look at us very, very intently. Again.
Behold, The burden of choice falls upon thee. As the hour draws near, thou shalt stand at the crossroads of death and rebirth. For chaos hath already laid waste to realms untold.
I like that everyone here is a poet of some kind. Oh. That's it, we just got a little bit of a speech. So they did change the demo. They did change the release version from the demo. Weird skeleton, I guess. This burden is overwhelming. Well, I guess it's kind of like a human ribcage and a wild animal, wild dog skull. A huge spine, and it's. I guess it's just a few skeletons fused together. Oop. Oh, this is actually a lot worse than you think it will be. You think this will be fun? No, it will not be fun. So that's kind of like a horn. It's very reminiscent of, you know what? The thing in Alien. Lovely place. Just move this thing over here, and then we have another brain. Oh boy, I forgot what I have to do with the brain. Let's go over here. Maybe I'll remember. That's actually one of the more menacing. Oh, those things are spilling out from the... What? And his candle went out, and now the shadow figures are devouring it and taking it back to its mouth. Horrible place. So he was happy holding his candle that was saving him from the darkness. This is such a cool detailed coin. So angel. Awesome. Thank you for the coin. Did we just sacrifice some lost soul so we get a coin? Probably we did. This is an evil crown. By the way, the first level is actually pretty easy. You just need to walk around. A huge crab-like, spider-like entity. I think corpses are kind of crawling out or being expunged by that. Yeah, we'll solve the skull, well, I mean the brain puzzle soon enough. Now we got the crown, and we'll take the crown over. No. I can catch all of this weirdness in one thumbnail here. Huh? Where are we? such a cool game. So yeah, breathe the atmosphere in, breathe it out. Yes, they're moving. I think that... Sorry, are you using this? I tried. Oh. Well. He starts perception, yes, but this you go just move around. Hey, disgusting and horrible. Smile, be happy. Wagon authority. These things are so cool. I bet the developers worked such a long time on the coins alone. One is related more to death than anything else. And this would be a cool thumbnail. This game is thumbnail simulator. Look. Look, so that's the... Oh. Tell me a story.
I stand as a monument to this forsaken world. Once a servant to a divine god. Eons have passed since the cosmos met its demise. Beware, for this realm has morphed into a somber vault, and now you are woven into its enigmatic tapestry.
I agree completely. I was gonna say you have a lot of stuff to interact with, but mostly you just needed the free brains. Don't worry, those people were, I mean, those creatures were already living a miserable existence. Now they're living more or less the same miserable existence. They need to be in a certain order. Oh. Oh, how do I remove the brain again? Oh, you just have to swap them? Okay. There's something on top of it as well. This is just more lost souls of the horrible creature. Yikes, well, so long, cruel world. Bye bye. I'm just joking, we'll soon meet another cruel world, but you're just going to waste more time looking at everything.
Our ancient eyes behold the rare sight. A lone wanderer, venturing into our desolate domain after eons untold. Bound by the unyielding grip of Necrophosis, we, the Elder Gods, are surprised by your presence. Few like you have dared to tread this path. Yet, here you stand, a glimmer of hope in our eternal suffering. Should you choose to aid us in our plight, freeing Hnum from his eternal servitude,
No.
we shall grant you passage to your destination.
Also, all of these are just huge. This guy also has a big sword over here. I like his sword. This is straight out of a... Straight out of Elden Ring or Dark Souls boss fight. But it doesn't really tell us who nailed this poor champion in here. Yes, he doesn't have a face, obviously. As you can see, this mask is also bolted on him. The mask, I mean the collar. Hello, Noom. Why does everything like to bleed so much in this game? Well... Ew, get it away from me. Oh, I guess instead of claws he just has bolts that go through his metal thingies. What a horrible creature. What a horrible universe. Yeah, this game will make your skin crawl. Kind of like this type of horror that is additive and gradually increases to the point where you either feel disgusted or you have to take a break from it. It looks like a huge skull with tentacles, kind of going to the Elder God. His feet are actually very normal. Those big calves. A great Dark Souls weapon. Looks like I have to put it back. Well, farewell. Okay. Looks like the world has been dead for quite a bit. Now we're going to meet our second character, apart from Gnome. It's an angel. Look at its cool spear. Jacket?
In the cosmic void, I awaken from my sleep. A ghostly form, a galaxy's sweep. As you pass by, I stir and rise, a spectral being with starlit sight. I beckon you forth with a shimmering light, guiding you through the endless fright. Towards the gate of death we make our way, but even death's gate has crumbled to decay. I speak of a world, once death's domain, now a museum where time's relics remain. Old gods and monuments from ages past, collected here in the cosmic vast. This realm where death reigns, now a museum of time's refrain. And with strange eons, even death may die, as the universe's echoes fade and sigh.
That was pretty cool. I think we need to go back there. I don't remember what to do over here. Yeah, they have improved certain parts of the game. Overall, it's just a cool visual experience, plus it's very creepy, of course. But it does give you the impression that you need to keep going and going. And this is technically a walking simulator, but as you can see, it's so much more than that. It's the full experience of something interesting. The faceless golem, by the way. Those claw looks so dangerous. Yeah, so basically here you have the power to control this weird biotechnology. Do your bidding. And the Necrophosis. By the way, this is where the demo ended. So I have no idea what is behind the door, so let's see what's behind the door. Maybe we need about 30 minutes per chapter, so you can probably finish the game in 3 hours or so. Depends on how much you take pictures and how much you actually play the game. This is not like Scorn or the main character has to suffer a lot. It's actually quite a semi-pleasant joyride. Yep. Waiting. Mental locked. Begin the final cycle. Someone help us with our brain. Like someone help us with our brain. Thank you for restoring my brain. I think it wandered off somewhere. Oh, it's the praying figure. Well, why didn't you do that for your little friend? Or maybe you did, but it died anyway. I'm curious what's behind the door. Ah, more classical representation of death with the sky.
Of all the beings and deities that have passed through these gates, I never expected consciousness itself to appear. This path was once a flowing river of souls. Now, reduced to mere steps, remnants of what once was. I am curious to see where this journey will lead you. But know this, the path has been sealed, and only payment with souls can grant you passage. Feed my lantern with the souls of the Forsaken, and I shall open the way that leads into the darkness.
Seriously.
No other path remains to be tread.
That's also kind of scary. Oh, this is kind of like a skin door. And probably you can close your arm for whatever reason. And we had a fatal error. Well, see you next time. Bye bye.